If you're making billions of dollars, your effective tax rate should be 90%, like it used to be. There's no reason a person needs to have potentially a tax rate lower than most people when you're making billions of dollars. Do you understand that this wealth inequality, and most of the money that's being spent on your assets, what you're seeing today, housing prices, electricity, not just real estate, but commercial real estate, everything that you possibly, rich people need to park their money somewhere because it loses value over time, so assets is the only way to protect your wealth. So what happens when you have a bunch of rich people, and we're talking uber wealthy Americans with nothing but cash to deploy, it doesn't sit in the bank. They must buy assets. They must start taking apart public service. They'll start to buy failing towns. They'll buy a bunch of shit like your electrical grid. Because they're already doing that right now. BlackRock is bidding, I believe, on the electrical grid because they see that they're going to make a ton of money with all these AI data centers that we have building. They know it's going to be a boon for the electrical grid. And then gold is way up. Yeah, asset gold is way up. Silver's way up. Where do you park your money when the dollar's being debased? When inflation eats up your wealth, you have to park it in assets. This is what they're doing. Rich people are deploying cash and swallowing up assets and public assets, like from your local cities and all that shit too, from the states, wherever. This is what you're seeing because our effective tax rate is fucking garbage. What rich people will tell you, and what the Republicans will tell you, is that no, I worked hard. We worked hard for this money. Rich people shouldn't pay any more tax. If rich people pay more taxes, they will leave. They won't leave. The market's here in America. All the consumption is here in America. All the assets are here in America. They won't leave. Is it hard to tax them? Yeah, it is. It's not easy. But the more we have the more wealth inequality increases, the worse our economy is off. Do you not see? That money concentrates into the top end. That trickle-down economic bullshit didn't work. You're being pissed on. Yeah, you're being turned into slaves. So yes, in a weird way, the burn dog and the Democrats, when they say stupid shit like eat the rich and they make that into a slogan for their side, it is partially true. You can't even call this capitalism. This is oligarchy. You can't call this isn't capitalism. The people on the right are like, you're a fucking communist. They're not real capitalists. There is no capitalism in America when you bail out banks, when you bail out corporations, and use public money to bail them out, and then you don't even arrest the CEOs. They give themselves bonuses. And the one guy that got arrested was a patsy. That was like a mid-level manager. You think you're living in a capitalist system? This sounds like capitalism to you? Bank bailouts? Dude, we haven't lived in a capitalist system since the Fed got created. We live in a debt-based economy. Oligarchy controlled by special interests who print money out of thin air. That's why they got rid of the gold standard. Hello? I like capitalism. Yeah, your tax money is paying to bail out banks and CEOs who literally who created the subprime fucking mess that we're in right now with the auto market, the subprime housing that we were dealing with in 08, 09. Nobody went to jail for that. Nobody. And then do you know who Trump tapped to help the economy recover from COVID? You want to know? Who here knows who Trump tapped to help with COVID recovery? Come on. It was good old Larry Fink from BlackRock, the very man who created the subprime mess in housing in the first place. He invented the subprime. He invented those AAA assets. People don't even know that. Larry Fink was the one who created that shit. Those AAA backed assets, those instruments, good old Finkmeister. And he was the one that was tasked with recovering the United States economy. So